Once you've added some instruments and recorded audio to your project, you may need to adjust some of the sounds to better fit your mix. Luckily, there's no better tool for this than the fruity Parametric EQ2. Despite the name, it's actually incredibly powerful and useful. This is a visual parametric equalizer that lets you sculpt and shape the frequencies of any sound. First, let's listen to a drum part that I wrote. As you can hear, this is pretty muddy, but at the same time, it's also dull. In other words, there's too much bass and not enough high-end shimmer. I have this Contact drum kit set to mixer track 1, so to help visualize things, I'm going to add a PEQ2 to that mixer track. Now when I play it back, I can actually see which frequencies are the most active and which are weakest. The brighter the color, the more intense the frequencies. On the left side, we have the low frequencies, and on the right are the high frequencies. Note the numbers along the bottom actually say which frequency is being represented. Or you can hover over any particular part and you'll see it in the hint bar. Each one of these points is a frequency band. By clicking and dragging on the bands, I can increase or decrease the volume of frequencies near that band. Since I already know that the high end is dull, I'm going to start by boosting that. I feel like that's a little bit better, but I could also dip some of the mid-range, so I'll reduce that next. Now you'll note that the dip I just made isn't affecting too many frequencies. To change that, I can hover over the middle band and use my mouse wheel to increase or decrease the width of that band. Note that the controls over to the side of the EQ do the same things as these mouse movements. You have frequency, gain or volume, and width of each particular band. Moving on to the bass, I want to cut out some of the excess mud and rumble. Notice how this band always affects low frequencies no matter where I move it. That's because it's set to be a low shelf as opposed to a peaking band. You can change the type of band by right-clicking and selecting from the menu. I prefer to use a high pass on the lowest band, because this way I can cut out frequencies entirely as opposed to just turning them down. Now this is sounding much better. I have less bass, a little bit less mid-range, and a lot more high. There are a few other band types that you might find useful. The low pass cuts out high frequencies and lets the low frequencies pass through. In other words, the opposite of a high pass. A high shelf will boost or decrease high frequencies altogether. Band stop, also known as notch, will severely cut frequencies in a given range. While band pass is the opposite, letting only a narrow band pass through. All of these can be adjusted in width, frequency, and gain. The one other thing you might find useful is the volume slider, a quick and easy way of changing the overall volume of this particular instrument.